Few grapes have had a journey as unlikely as Melon Blanc. Born in Burgundy, then exiled from its homeland, it eventually found refuge along the Loire coast, where for a long time it was underestimated, treated as just a simple, everyday white. But in recent decades, a small group of visionary winemakers completely reinvented it. Today, the best Melon wines are prized for their precision, their salinity, their aging potential, a far cry from its unassuming past. In this session, we'll explore why Melon Blanc made its home in the vineyards of Nantes, how it evolved from a neutral table wine to a gastronomic favorite, and which styles and terroirs make it a real gem for restaurants. From Burgundian exile to Atlantic refuge, Melon Blanc started life as a bit of an underdog in Burgundy. Reliable, early ripening, productive, definitely a useful workhorse grape, but too neutral to compete with the great Chardonnay. Melon Blanc is mentioned in official texts in Burgundy dating back to the 17th century, where it was often grown alongside aligoté. By the early 1700s, Melon Blanc was already spreading westward, but in 1731, the Parliament of Dijon formally banned it from Burgundian vineyards, along with Gamay, cementing its exile. It was in the Loire and especially its Atlantic coast that Melon would find its true home. In fact, Melon had already started to settle in here. In the winter of 1709, a catastrophic deep freeze destroyed vines down to their roots, shattered barrels, and froze the Loire River itself. Meanwhile, the market, especially the thriving Dutch network, were clamoring for dry, affordable white wine in large quantities. Melon Blanc proved incredibly hardy against the extreme cold, surviving in the local nurseries where most other vines perished. Thus, it quickly became the dominant white grape of the vineyards of Nantes. But why did it stay contained in this Atlantic territory without spreading further inland along the Loire? Well, simply because this terroir really suits it perfectly. The vineyards of Nantes are, above all, a land of water. The ocean, the Loire River, its many tributaries, they really shape the climate, the cuisine, and even the rhythm of daily life here. This temperate, oceanic climate, its mild winters, cool summers, and steady rain gives Melon a unique personality. The cool climate provides nervy, racy acidity. The ancient soils of schist, of granite, and gneiss, they give remarkable mineral tension. And the proximity of the ocean adds a subtle salinity that really lingers on the finish. Over time, Melon became so closely identified with the vineyard of Nantes that people stopped calling it Melon and just started saying Muscadet in reference to the region's main wine-growing area. When the official Muscadet AOC was created in 1937, the guidelines enforced the fact that the wines must be made from 100% Melon Blanc, but forbid the grape's name from appearing on the labels. In the following decades, production exploded. Huge volumes were made of this light, thirst-quenching dry wine that was perfect for the local seafood. It really wasn't until the mid-20th century that a more qualitative approach began to emerge. Aging on fine lees added complexity and creaminess and nice brioche notes. And in 1977, the Muscadet Sèvres et Maines sur Lie AOC officially recognized this method. Slowly, Muscadet gained precision, a sense of gravitas, and even aging potential. But for this change to really truly take hold, the region needed a wake-up call. And that came in 2008. It started with a devastating spring frost that wiped out huge swaths of that year's vineyard crop, up to 80% in certain areas. That led to bulk wine prices collapsing, and the low retail prices demanded by supermarkets became unsustainable. Dozens of wineries went bankrupt, thousands of hectares were uprooted. The era of mass production was over. Producing less but better became the only way to survive. And a new generation of winemakers responded. They began bottling on site rather than selling bulk, dialing into vineyard-specific viticulture, more extended lees aging, and above all, pursuing a real terroir expression in their wines. By 2011, the first village tier appellations were established, really recognizing the best vineyard areas within the larger subregions. These sites reveal Melon Blanc's full potential, giving wines of great tension, concentration, salinity, and longevity. Today, growers are still pushing boundaries. Some are experimenting with oxidative aging, others with vinification and amphora, different barrel sizes, and so on. Single vineyard bottlings, natural wine options abound. What was once a blank canvas is now a grape with almost unlimited expression. Muscadet now shows a hierarchy of quality levels reflecting its terroirs. So at the base, we have the broad, region-wide Muscadet AOC. That's light, zesty, thirst-quenching, great everyday wines. Then we get into three main subregions that bring more specific flavor profiles. First, we have Muscadet Coteaux de la Loire with clay limestone soils, and it gives light, fresh, easy drinking wines. Then we have the Muscadet Côte de Grandlieu AOC that surrounds the Grandlieu Lake. It has sandy, silty soils, and the wines have a lot of finesse and elegance. Finally, the largest and the most prestigious zone is the Muscadet Sèvres et Maine, of course, with its granite, its gabbro, which is an iron-rich volcanic rock, and its schist soils. And this makes wines with really great purity, structure, and minerality. The highest tier is dedicated to the 10 village-level vineyard areas that I mentioned before. They're mostly in the Sèvres et Maine region. They have lower yields and a minimum of 17 to 24 months aging on fine lees, depending on the area. And this really brings out Muscadet's ultimate terroir expression, as well as impressive aging potential. Each of these vineyards has a distinct signature. Clisson, for example, is on granite soils. It's ample, powerful, with intense notes of candied lemon and honey. Gorge on gabbro soils, those volcanic soils, is structured, deep, and smoky. Le Palais on schist and clay is elegant and fruity with marked mineral notes. Muscadet is a reliable choice, offering unbeatable value from the everyday AOCs to the top terroirs. The wines are light, they're refreshing, generally they're low in alcohol, perfect with fish and seafood, of course, but also a wide variety of lighter dishes like salads and quiches and poultry. And of course, when we get into the village tier wines, we can get into some more ample, structured dishes, fish in creamier sauces, hearty roast chicken, for example, things along those lines. So there's really a range of styles being made today, and we're gonna taste two very different examples of modern Muscadet. We're gonna start with Le Master from Donatien Bayot, which is a really good quality négociant. So this wine has been 12 months on its lees in underground tanks, which is quite common, a year in bottle. Let's give it a taste. And you get a really pretty white blossom, sort of chamomile, some pear, some apple, that slight hint of baker's yeast that I love in Muscadet. It's light, delicately rounded, slight creaminess, and then you get that salinity that really makes it super refreshing on the finish. The second wine is from Olivier Cotenceau. And this is a Clisson from the Sèvres et Maine territory. And this family, the Olivier family, have been on the land working these vineyards since 1723. Mathilde Olivier is the 8th generation. This is a 27-hectare property, certified sustainable. The wine is made in traditional stainless steel tanks, and then there's extended lees aging, and the wine spends 60 months in underground cellars before it's bottled. So this wine has really a lot more intensity on the nose, white fruit, yellow fruit, all that lovely minerality. It's just more opulent, more generous. You feel that creaminess more on the mid palate, really bracing acidity, a lovely structure on this wine as well. Melon Blanc doesn't seek the spotlight, but it reflects it with remarkable clarity. Its story mirrors its adopted region. It is resilient. It thrives in a cool coastal climate. It was forged by both hardship and innovation. Today, Melon delivers some of France's most precise, finely cut white wines. And for sommeliers seeking freshness, minerality, and tension, it really is one of the country's best kept secrets.